it is now the cozy craft season. The temperatures have started to drop, and I am just thinking about all of the things that I want to create. And so for the season to come, I figured I would share some cozy crafts that you can make as well. These are all really simple crafts, something that's going to just fill your creative tank. It's going to be something that's going to be cozy in the end, but also cozy in the process of making it. Things you can add your own unique point of view to. You can embroider, you can add just some special touches to them. They're a great starting place. So the first thing on my list is a teddy bear. This is one of our most loved patterns in my shop, and it is very simple and very versatile. It comes as a very simple teddy bear pattern, and if you get like a little boucle fabric, then it just makes it look so cozy. You could add like a bandana or a sweater to it. You can add eyes and a nose if you'd like. There's just so many ways to make this, and it's a really simple project. You could also make this for someone who is expecting a baby, or you can make it with your little one. You could make it for a friend. You could add some things on the inside that could make it a warmie where you warm it up in the microwave. There's just a lot of different options here. So the teddy bear is a great, cozy little craft that is going to just be fulfilling to make and fun and easy. The next one on my list is Christmas stockings, and this is because, one, it is a little early in the season, so this is a good time to get started sewing, and you can make this once and pull them out year after year, or you can make new ones every year. It's a simple way to change up your decor, add a little special touch, make a different one for each member of your family. You can add a name, or there are just lots of different ways you can make this a special project for your family. So I enjoyed making new ones last year. I think this year I'm going to add names to them. These are very simple projects to make, and you can make them your own. This next one is a hand-stitched quilt. You can start off with making the whole cloth quilt, and then as you are just watching a show or Little Women like I like to watch, you can add to it stitch after stitch. I made one of these for my daughter when I was pregnant with her, and we still pull it out. And the fun thing about this is the more you wash it, it just becomes more textured and worn in, and it just is such a nice little quilt that anyone could make. I do want to know what your favorite movie is for fall and winter, something that's cozy that you like to just watch year after year. I've already watched Little Women once this year, and I plan to watch it probably 5 more times because it is a favorite of mine and just gives me all of the warm, cozy, homey feelings. And if you've never made a quilt before, this is your season. This is the time to learn how to quilt. It is such a wonderful craft to learn, and I have made a couple quilts in the past, but I've never really set out to make a traditional quilt, which I would love to do, and that is where Mrs. Quilty comes in handy. So Mrs. Quilty is a subscription box, and this is what you need if you want to start quilting, because it builds off each month. So you can start as a beginner, and as you receive your subscription boxes, you're going to learn more and more skills to add to your quilting toolbox. When you open your box, it includes a magazine that is filled with so much information. It is so fun to just look through and read through. And then as you read through it, you can find projects on the inside, tips, and just how to get the end product that you're looking for. In my beginner box, it came with the magazine, lots of fabric, and this is going to be enough to make all of the projects in the book. And it also comes with pins and a quilter's ruler, which I don't have one of these. I've just been using paper. So I've needed one of these, so I'm really excited about that. And the projects are attainable, they're easy, they're simple, they're going to leave you with an end product that you're proud of. The box is filled with $100 worth of supplies and content and projects that are going to be so fun to make, and it's for all levels of quilters. So whether you're a beginner or experienced, this is going to be so much fun to open up month after month and work on your own quilting projects. Each month is filled with a curated box of new colors, new projects, and new fabrics, and inspiration to get you started. This is a wonderful resource because it's delivered to your door. You don't even have to go find all of the tools and fabrics that you need. You're going to get started right away. And the perfect thing about cozy winter months is you don't always want to get out and go to the store to get the supplies, so it's going to come to you. And that is the beauty of Mrs. Quilty's subscription box. If you want to get started, click the link below. You can get 20% off using my code, which is Courtney20. And I want to thank Mrs. Quilty for sponsoring this part of the video. For this next idea, I totally give all the credit to Lindy. Her Instagram name is Thimble and Cloth, and she has a wonderful idea of upcycling wool sweaters into hot water bottle covers, and I have just loved making these. I've made them for the past couple years. I've given them as gifts. They are just the coziest thing to bring out. You can whip them up in less than like 5 minutes, and it's not only cozy to make, it's cozy to go find the wool sweater at the thrift store. I love to heat up some hot water and fill up the water bottle, put it under my blanket at night or in the morning when I'm reading. This is just the epitome of cozy. If you're looking to make something that is wearable and warm and cozy, I recommend the Billy jacket. This is a pattern for minis and for women, and this is just such a fun jacket to make and to wear and to sew. I've made it many different times, and if you make it with something that is quilted or has texture to it, it is just so fun to wear. So I've made this out of comforters, quilts, fabric that's already quilted, jacquard fabric that kind of like makes a new texture when you wash it. I've also made it out of lighter fabrics, but the Billy jacket is so fun to make. You can make it in many different lengths, and you can also make it for little ones and for yourself. Something I love to do is we have a box of just like birthday supplies, whether that is wrapping or candles or garland, and that is something I like to make for different months and seasons. And I've made a fall garland, and this is just a fun little nod to fall, to kind of pull out and signal that the seasons are changing, and maybe be a visual reminder on your wall to slow down and enjoy the season. This is something you can do with your little one, or it is so fulfilling to make because it is such a simple project. You can use scrap fabric and just things you find around the house, and this is fun to pull out year after year. Speaking of pulling something out year after year, I am always using these bread bowl covers that I've made, and they are so simple. In this video, you can see that I made it with a twill tape binding around the edge, and that is a great idea because it is simple. You don't have to do a lot of hemming and folding, but if you want something that's more pliable to the edges, I would use a bias binding, but I had twill tape on hand, and I like to use things that I already have, and that just made it an easy project to whip up. So you can use this when you're transporting food to a party or your bread is rising. You can make this with fabric that is treated with beeswax, and that would be something that would naturally repel the water, and then you could put it in the fridge. So there's many different ways you can use this and make this, and these are just a great gift if you want to make a whole set of them, maybe for different sizes of bowls or jars. This is a fun, simple, warm and cozy project. The next project I have on my list is a Bible or book cover. I like how special this makes the outside of my Bible feel. It just feels like a little personal addition to my Bible. I've kind of embroidered the outside, and you could do this in so many different ways. You could do this for books, for like a special cover, and then gift it to a friend. I feel like that would be a really special way to give a gift. And you could also do this for like a family photo album. You could embroider the outside maybe in a way that would encompass your year, and I think I'm gonna do that next because I love photo albums. We love to have photos out in our home that we can just look at, and just having a special little cover makes the book kind of stand out and be something that you want to hold in your hands, because I know as we as a society are just moving further away from having books in our hands, this is something that kind of draws us back to that tangible gift of holding a book in your hand. And finally, a ruffled pillow is a wonderful, cozy craft that is simple enough for a beginner, but elevated where when you put it out on your couch, it's going to just feel special. And I know with the change of seasons, it's fun to change up your decor. It's just fun to change up your couch cushions. I feel like that's an easy, affordable way to change out your decor without having to spend a lot of money. You can use fabric you already have. You can upcycle an old comforter or duvet. You can thrift some fabric and have new covers on your cushions for a fraction of the cost of buying one. You can make the ruffle on your pillow wide or short, and that is going to give it a completely new look. And so I encourage you to kind of use what you have, use the pillows you already have, and just make a cover that's going to go over it. So you don't even have to buy new filling for the pillows. You can just use what you have. I enjoyed just exploring some cozy craft ideas, sewing projects that are going to welcome you into this new season and be fun to make, but also enjoyable afterwards, something that's going to be useful to you and be a wonderful welcome to the new season. You can find all of the projects below. Don't forget to use my code for Mrs. Quilty. That's Courtney20, and it'll get you 20% off your first subscription box. I always enjoy seeing what you're making, so I appreciate you tagging me and sharing your makes with me on Instagram, and I will see you in a video real soon.